What is up, everybody? Welcome back. We got an early video out for you guys tonight. Going to be going over tomorrow's NBA slate. Going to cover this Pistons versus Cavs game 6. Yeah, game 6. And then the Spurs versus Timberwolves game 6. Yes, okay. I don't know why I'm struggling with those numbers. But, yes, we're going to cover these games. I'm going to give you guys who I think win the games. I'm going to give you guys some player props from each game. And we're going to lock in some slips. A game stack for both games as well. So hopefully we can have us a great day. I do want to say that I did give you guys a ladder challenge that we started over on the Instagram. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, go give me a follow. It's Ryan Fantasy Aces on the gram. I'm doing a ladder challenge. It's going to be a 1,000 to... The Instagram says 1,000,000. That's kind of for clout. My goal is if I can get to 100K from 1,000, I mean, which is... Listen, guys. This is a ladder challenge. I've made it to day 20 on ladder challenges before. I made it to day 1 and lost. So ladder challenges are for fun for the most part. If I make 100K, you're probably not going to see me go for 1,000,000. I'm probably just going to cash out my 100 grand, but we'll see. I might end up doing it. We'll if we get there, we'll make a decision. But if you guys do want to follow that, go follow the Instagram. If you guys want to join our Discord, the Discord is free to join as well. I did post my picket for the month so far in the Discord. Had a guy asking. This is how my month went. So, as you can see, the first couple of weeks I was down about $1,500. The last few days I profited about 7.5K. My profit for this month is $6,288. So, $6,288. It's come down slightly the last couple of days. I had a bad day. One of the last few days it was one of the worst ones. But anyways, that's where we're sitting for the month. So 43% ROI, not bad. I can't complain with this at all. We had a very, very good day on Prize Picks. That is really what saved us for the month so far. Typically, if you have a bad first couple of weeks, second couple of weeks go a little bit better. I can't say that happens every time, but majority of the time, we end profitable. So even without that big day, I was expecting a profitable month. So we'll see what happens. If you want to join the WAP link's down in the description. We'd love to have you. You can get 30% off right now, code PLAYOFF, if you try it out. You can also get a free month of our VIP if you sign up for any app down in the description. There's 7 apps. You can get up to 7 full months for free. Just send me a message on Discord. It's Ryan Fantasy Aces if you need help, and I'll get you guys added. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this slate. Let's have us a great Friday, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And let's start this video with the Pistons versus the Cavs. So, Cleveland right now, minus 158 favorites at home. You got a 3.5 spread, and then you got a 209.5 total. Public betting, 55% of the money is going to be on the Pistons with 63% on Cleveland covering the spread. Now, you can see the Cavs have won 3 straight games. This is worrisome for Detroit because they started off 2-0. Pistons started off, it looked like they were dominant. That was both games at home. Then the Cavs come and won both games at home for themselves. And then they just went to Detroit and beat the Pistons. Now they're back at home. This is a chance for them to end the series. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of news that I saw. So right here, this image is brought up. Reportedly a stomach bug going around the Cavs locker room. The Cavs are dealing with some illnesses. Atkinson said he had a little bug. Sam Merrill was violently ill on the off day between games 4 and 5, and we know he sat that one game as a stomach bug. Different from Atkinson's upper respiratory bug, is also coursing through the team. Not something you want to hear before game 6 tomorrow. So, I don't know the extent of these illnesses. Now, there's 2 ways to look at this. You can look at this as, okay, this Cavs team was sick on game 5 and still beat the Pistons. If that's the case we're looking at, they should mop the floor with them in Cleveland here and finish the series, right? Maybe. Or you can look at it as only Atkinson and Sam Merrill were sick in these 2 games, and now it is coursing through the team right before Game 6. And if that's the case, then we might see a Pistons team that has a little bit easier of a game on their hands. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to look at these injuries. Detroit missing Kevin Huerter potentially. LeVert questionable. Duncan Robinson, questionable again. Back soreness. We know he sat the last game. Cleveland, there are no injuries reported. I will not be placing a money line, spread, total, any type of bet for this game until it gets close to game time. Because the NBA pulls some bullshit sometimes, and you'll lock in a slip, and then you'll lock in, say, well, like the Cavs right now, minus 158. Okay, say you put a unit on that. Then tomorrow at 5 p.m., Harden, Mitchell, and Mobley apparently going to sit game 6. And then the Cavs go to plus 400, and you literally just got completely forked. So pay attention to injuries. Pay attention to what's going on here. Duncan Robinson missing that last game obviously hurt him. He's not some star player, but, I mean, let's be honest. He's had some good games this series so far. I've been betting on him a lot. I'm going to fade him again this game myself. He did just sit the last game, correct? I am correct on that, right? Let me confirm. Yeah, he did sit the last game. Okay, I was just making sure there. But anyways, looking at player props from this game, I know you guys don't want to hear it. I'm back on Tobias Harris. We talked about this. We talked about it. You didn't want to be on the game that he sold his little streak that he had, because he had like a 12-game streak of completely just dominating the games. So last game, he ended with 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He only had 13 points. He put up 19 field goal attempts. He just shot horribly, man. We had a couple more buckets from him. He cashed easy, or 32%. So anyways, I'm taking a chance on Tobias again tonight, especially if Duncan Robinson could potentially sit again. So you might have more usage for Tobias once again. He puts up 19 shots again. Like, I don't see him not giving us 25.5 or 25 PRA. You can run 25.5 as well if Duncan Robinson sits. If he gets ruled out, I'm pretty sure Tobias's line is going to go up. I personally expect him to play because the season's on the line here. I don't think any of these players are going to sit unless they are seriously injured. So we'll see what goes on here tonight. But I am leaning Tobias Harris to give a 25 PRA. Like that play a lot. You can play it on Prize Picks, Underdog. You can look at the value wherever you want. If you want to straight bet it, you can get it at minus 170 on DraftKings. Way better value than you would get on something like Fliff. So just that's always there if you want to do it. If you want to play the regular line at 26.5, be my guest. I don't think that's a bad play, especially if Robinson gets ruled out. If Robinson plays, I really like the 24.5 a lot better, but that's up to you guys what you want to do depending on what your play style is. Some people like to play double ups, such as me. Some people want to play their 30x slips. Do your thing. Do what's going to make you happy. I like Tobias Harris on this game, and that's who I'm going to be locking in. Now, when I look at the Cavs side of things, I just got to go with Donovan Mitchell, man. Mitchell has been a monster. If you look at his points, he's putting up 40 points in some of these games, 35 in 2 of them. He had a 21-point game versus Detroit the last game. He put up 18 field goal attempts. Just didn't have the volume he had the few games before that. But let's look at him at home. In the 2 games in Cleveland, he had 24 and he had 26 field goal attempts. So very, very strong games right here on the home games. Playing back in Cleveland, I like the odds here for him to give us 27 points. You can take him at 25. You can do what you want. Like I said, play around with the line. I don't mind him at his regular line at 26.5. In terms of the slip that I'm going to lock in, it's probably going to be something similar to this. I'm probably going to come over here to points. I'm going to look at Donovan Mitchell for 25. We're going to roll it. And then we're going to come over here to PRA, find our man Tobias Harris, and buy him to 24.5. And this gives you a 2.2x if you decide to run it. Now, we could buy Tobias down to 22.5, get a 1.9x. We can take Mitchell's points down. Really just depends on what you want to play. I don't mind that 2.2x. That's probably going to be the slip I play. Maybe play it on Prize Picks. Maybe on Parlay Play. Let's check the value on Parlay Play. We'll see if they're going to screw us here today. So, Mitchell for 25. And then we're going to go to Tobias, PRA. We're going to go for 25, and it is a 2.12x. So you're looking at a little bit better value if you play this over on Prize Picks. And make sure the lines are the exact same. Yes, everything's the exact same. Prize Picks still slightly better. Now, here's what I'm going to wait for. Prize Picks has a tendency to make Donovan Mitchell a boost on his points. So I could see Donovan Mitchell's point line being boosted. I'm going to wait until the morning before I lock in this slip because I suspect a boost for this. If not, it is what it is, but Donovan Mitchell might be boosted, and if he is, you're going to have better payout on Parlay Play. So that's what I'm going to wait for. You guys can lock it in now if you want, especially if you're not going to play it on Parlay Play, then you could just go lock it in on Prize Picks right now and get that 2.2x. That's pretty good value. I like that slip a lot. I play 150 usually in my Prize Picks slip. 150 would pay out 330. That's a nice little slip if you guys want to tell it. But that being said, the winner of this game, I have the Cavs as long as they're healthy. I think the Cavs can end the series at home. They've just been so dominant. But this could be one of those game scripts where Vegas is they just set us up, man. It's like, okay, Detroit won both games at home. Cavs won both games at home. Cavs go on the road, beat Detroit. Detroit goes on the road, beats the Cavs. We go to Game 7. That theoretically can be, it really could happen. So be careful with it. I don't mind Jared Allen points again. I don't mind Mobley PRA if you want to look at those 2 lines. I don't like betting on Harden. He's hit or miss for me. And then if I was going to look at somebody else from Detroit, probably just going to be Cade. Cade had a bomb game. I expect him to have another bomb game here. And yeah, he's got to run with the stars on these last games majority of the time. So picking the winner, I'm leaning Cavs. Like I said, as long as they're healthy, we'll see what happens tomorrow if players are ruled out, etc. Second game on the slate we got the Spurs and the Timberwolves. You got Minnesota plus 184 underdogs at home. So you got a 4.5 spread here. You got a 218.5 total. Most of the money going to be on the Spurs finishing them off. It is a 3-2 series right now so far. The Spurs just blew them out in San Antonio. That was a 29-point victory for the Spurs after coming off of a very close loss versus them in Minnesota. But that loss, you got to remember, was without Wemby. Wemby ended up getting ejected that game, and the elbow just ended up causing his team to lose. They could have finished the series right there. But regardless, looking at injury news, nothing new. David Jones-Garcia. Looking at Minnesota, nothing new. You just have DiVincenzo as of right now. So for me, I'm still looking at the Spurs. I think the Spurs get it done here. Minnesota is a very good team. I do like Ant-Man to have a good game here. Like the Spurs just to come out here and have another dominant win. The Spurs team, I think they have a chance. Like, them and OKC is just going to, that's going to be your championship game to me. Assuming the Spurs make it through this, them and OKC is the best series we're going to get. So I'm super excited about that series. The Spurs looked very, very good versus regular season. We know OKC has been dominant in the playoffs, though. They're a completely different team right now. They're unstoppable. So we'll see what happens versus the Spurs. I think it's going to be a very good series. I think the Spurs get it done tonight or tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a 4-2 win. Give me the Spurs here. They're minus 185. Not something you're going to bet straight, but you could run parlays, things like that. Let's look at some player props. From the Spurs side of things, I'm looking at it, man, Champagnie. Julian Champagnie for PRA, you can get at 12.5, which is a pretty good line that I like. Let's talk about it. So Champagnie has cashed this line in 16 of his last 20 games. If you look at him for this series versus Minnesota, the first 4 games he cashed, the last game was a dominant win. He ended up hooking this line. So if you look at his minutes, looking at around 30 minutes per game, 28.4. Last few games, 29, 29.7, 29.2. Very low line for somebody with these kind of minutes. Putting up 7.1 field goal attempts per game. He's had close to 10 in a few of these games, 9, 8, and 12 in that one. So looking pretty decent. Don't mind Champagnie here. His line's just very low, very easy to find value in my opinion. If you come over here, we're going to find him on Prize Picks. So we're going to pull up our man, Julian Champagnie. I guess I'm going to find Champagnie. There he is. We're going to get him at 12.5. And then we're going to compare this line to our boys over here on Parlay Play and see where the value is actually going to be. So you got Champagnie here. Can't get him for 12.5. So it looks like this is just going to be a Prize Picks play unless we wait and lock this in the morning as well on Parlay Play when they add the lines. We can still check the value. I'll probably wait just to see what other value we can get in like underdog and stuff too, because I'm gonna start checking across a lot of platforms. Just because Prize Picks is better doesn't mean we always have to take Prize Picks, but just because it beats Parlay Play slightly, because underdog or chalkboard, anything could end up beating Prize Picks as well. So I'll check the other apps before I lock this in, but I am going to be playing these 2 slips, so bear with me here. The guy from Minnesota that I'm running, Anthony Edwards, taking him for 25 points. I think that he's just going to have a baller game in Minnesota. Kind of the same thought process as Donovan Mitchell. When you look at Ant-Man, look at his usage at the 2 games in Minnesota, 26 and 22. 3 games in San Antonio, he had 13 field goal attempts. I'm hoping for volume like this. If you tell me Ant-Man's going to give us at least 20 shots, I'm betting him on it for 25 points every game. Just going to do it. He's going to get free throws. He's going to shoot a lot of threes, or decent amount of threes, depending on the game. But regardless, the usage is going to be there. This game is season on the line once again. I see Ant-Man coming out here having a baller game. 25 points is the line that I'm taking, and those are probably the only 2 players that I'm going to bet on from this team. Maybe I'll play one other slip, but let's pull Ant-Man up real quick. Edwards right here. 24.5. This is going to be a 1.9x if you run it on Prize Picks, which I actually really, really like this slip. So if you guys want to lock it in, do it. You remember the other slip was Tobias Harris with our man Donovan Mitchell. You can lock in these 2 slips. I'm going to play these 2 slips, I promise. I just don't know what platform I'm going to play it on just yet. I need to go check that value. These could get bumped. You could end up with 1.7x on this slip if you guys wait. That's the risk I'm willing to take. if that happens, then I'll run them at a 1.7x and just bite the bullet with you guys. But anyways, that's what I got for today, guys. The winner of this game I call the Spurs. I got the Spurs. I got the Cavs as long as they're healthy. I'm going to wait for injury news for this game just to confirm. But I do think that the Spurs get this dub tonight, and I think that both the Spurs and the Cavs could end these series. But hopefully we get Game 7s. Makes it better for us. The more NBA we have, the happier I'm going to be. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys cash every single one of your slips. If you get this video to 250 likes, I will give you guys another free slip for tomorrow. It will be either baseball or WNBA, depending on what you guys want to see. So if you guys want to see MLB, let me know in the comments. Say, I want to see MLB, Ace. Let me know if you want to see WNBA as a free slip. Just let me know. I'll get you guys hooked up. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.